Medium man, physical medium man, physical medium man. What'd you buy? Was it something good?
What's up, guys? Physical Media Man back here again for another Physical Media Man Monday video. I have part 1 of 2 of the 25 days of Christmas movie reviews. As I'm filming this, it's December 18th. So I have the reviews from December 1st through December 17th. I am missing, we did miss a day, so there's only 17 here. But before I get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, leave feedback, do a lot of good stuff down below. I'll leave the links to my Instagram page, my Physical Media Man Store Instagram page, my Facebook page for the Physical Media Man / Physical Media Man Store, my Facebook page for non-media related items, the Hodgepodge Garage, my email, my eBay, my Twitter, and my Letterboxd account. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First up, first time watch. I was really excited to check this one out. We got Last Christmas with Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding. This was not what I expected at all. I did like it. I thought the soundtrack was very good. It wasn't what I was expecting. I don't want to say too much because it's kind of easy to spoil it. But I thought the acting was good, and I enjoyed what they did with it. It just wasn't what I was expecting. So, and the rewatchability is there, but not as much as a lot of other Christmas movies. I think I'm definitely going to keep this in the collection. I'm giving it a B, but this is like a once in every 5 years type of watch. So, but with Christmas movies, I watch them every Christmas, or I watch a lot of them every Christmas. So definitely want to hold on to that one. Next up was another first-time watch. We got Christmas with the Cranks with Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis. I had caught part of this last year and liked what I saw, and my wife really enjoyed it. This only has a DVD release, unfortunately, and I feel like it was always scratched whenever I would come across it. Luckily, I found a brand new copy, so I added it to the collection, and I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I'm giving it a B as well. And it talks about, so Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis are married. They have a daughter who's joined the Peace Corps. So she's left. So they're having their first Christmas without their daughter in a long time. And their neighborhood, I think they're in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Dan Aykroyd's in it. He's one of the neighbors. There's some other funny neighbors. But they all go to town with their Christmas decorations and getting in the holiday spirit. And so since their daughter is not going to be joining them, Tim Allen basically decides he wants to go on a cruise. So they don't partake in any of the Christmas stuff. And then some stuff happens, and I don't want to ruin anything. So, but it was very funny, and I definitely enjoyed it. Next up, we watched Call Me Claus. We got another whoopee. This was something. I'm giving it a C-. It did have like the assistant in Angels in the Outfield. He was kind of funny in it. He was like the head elf. I thought the person that played Santa Claus was good. Whoopi wasn't very likable. That was part of her character, and it was fine. But I'm giving it a C-. I think it might have been direct to TV type of film. Next up, we watched The Best There Is, Home Alone. My favorite Christmas movie. Follows Kevin McAllister and his family. He gets left at home while his family goes on vacation. They don't realize they left him. And there's a couple of burglars that try to break into his house, and he tries to stop them. So if you haven't seen this, I would find that hard to believe watching my channel, but to me this is the perfect film. The music's great in it. It's just like a magical film, and it brings me back to my childhood, and I could watch this every day of the year and still not get bored with it, and the laughs are always there no matter what. So I love that film. Giving it an A+. Next up, we watched Reindeer Games. Hadn't visited this one in a long time. Stars Ben Affleck, Gary Sinise, and Charlize. I'm giving it a C+. It didn't hold up as well as I thought it did. It's a heist type of film. Ben Affleck just gets out of prison, and Gary Sinise. There's a lot of twists, so I don't want to ruin anything. But they try to do a heist, and Ben Affleck's not who they think he is, and a whole bunch of stuff happens. It just didn't. I liked it still, but not as much as I remember, so I don't know. But yeah, C+ on that one. Next up, we watched the original Miracle on 34th Street. This was fantastic. I really enjoyed the John Hughes production with Richard Attenborough, the John Hammond from Jurassic Park, as well as Matilda, I believe, is in it. But this is the original. The little girl won an Oscar, I think, for it. So it follows a single mother and her daughter. They're not really into Christmas or believing in Santa Claus, and the mom, she has a very good job at Macy's, and it takes place at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade and some other around that time, and they meet the Santa Claus, and it's just a really good film. I'm giving it an A-. Next up, we watched Home Alone 2. Enjoy this one. Not as much as the first, but it's very good as well. This time, Kevin makes it to the airport, but he ends up in New York and his family's in Florida. And he also runs into the wet bandits again. So this time the sticky bandits. But laughs are good. Just not as much Christmas spirit for me in this one, but still very good, very enjoyable. Very heartwarming, the pigeon lady and everything that goes on with that. I'm giving it an A- as well. Next up, we watched Christmas Vacation starring Chevy Chase. This one stars Chevy Chase. This one follows Clark Griswold and his family. He's really into Christmas. He has like an advertising job. And he's expecting his Christmas bonus to pay for his swimming pool. So he's kind of stressed about that. But he really loves Christmas. He remembers fondly his Christmas youth, and he tries to get his parents and his wife's parents home for Christmas and them to all celebrate in their house. So he goes above and beyond, and he's really funny in this. And his brother shows up, who's Randy Quaid. He's really good in it too. So I think just some of the performances, like his and Randy Quaid's, are really good. Some of the other ones are really good too, but somehow this one lacks a little bit. It's a classic. I really enjoy it. But it's just not quite Home Alone material in my opinion. I'm giving it a B+. So I really enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but just not quite there. Next up, I watched Krampus, a somewhat scary Christmas movie. It wasn't, it was what I expected, kind of. Also, the guy from Anchorman, I don't know if I know his name. Yeah, David Koechner? I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. He plays like a Randy Quaid Christmas Vacation type of character. He's really good in this. Adam Scott's pretty good in it, so is Toni Collette. But I don't know. It was just okay to me. I didn't think the rewatchability was really there. So I'm going to give it a C+. Next up, we watched 8 Crazy Nights on the start of Hanukkah, starring Adam Sandler. He voices multiple characters in this. I hadn't watched this one in a long time, and I'm a big Sandler fan. And it was more funny than I remember. Whitey is one of his characters is hilarious, as well as his sister that he voices both of. And this one was just a lot of fun, so I'm going to give it a B. Next up, we watched The First Santa Claus. Another Christmas classic, at least for my generation, with Tim Allen. He's great in this role. And this first movie's, I haven't watched the third yet. I'll get to the second, but the first one's easily the best. It follows Tim Allen, so he's in a couple Christmas movies. He works for a toy company, and Santa falls off his roof, and he has to become Santa Claus, and he's in a divorce with his wife, so it causes problems with their son and things like that. So quite a few laughs and just a great Christmas movie. I'm going to give it an A-. Next up, I watched Home Alone 3. I know a lot of people don't like this one and sometimes don't even consider it a Home Alone movie or don't like to acknowledge it, but I always enjoyed it a lot. I had the VHS when I was growing up, so I watched it a lot. I don't know if that was why. I do have the soundtrack coming on the way, spoiler alert. I enjoy the music in this one as well. John Hughes wrote it, so he is involved in it. I think I saw somewhere that it doesn't take place on Christmas or around Christmas, and it definitely doesn't have the Christmas vibe like the first two. There's also 4 bad people in the film versus just like the 2 with Harry and Marv. They're okay. If it was called something else, maybe it would be liked more. But for just a kid's film, it's fine. It's enjoyable. There's definitely funny parts, and I like it, so I'm giving it a B-. Next up, watch Santa Claus 2. Takes place after Santa Claus, and something happens, and Santa Claus has to find a Mrs. Claus. So I just didn't enjoy it as much. Didn't think it was near. There was a couple of funny parts with coffee. It was very funny. I laughed quite a bit on that, but other than that, just wasn't near as good. I'm giving it a C. Next up, I watched Better Watch Out. Enjoyed this one as well. Another scary type film with Home Alone type things going on in it. This kid, he's attracted to his babysitter, and he like tries to, I don't know how to explain it. He tries to like get her to like him and kiss her and do weird things. I don't know. But then things start to change, and I don't want to go too far into detail because there's some twists and turns in this one. Thought the acting was pretty good, very believable. I liked the twists. And yeah, I just don't know if I'll watch it again, but I'm going to give it a B-. Next up, watched Santa Claus the movie. Afraid these are going to fall down. Bought this one a couple of years ago at a Black Friday sale for $1.96. Stars Dudley Moore as one of the elves. Also has John Lithgow. David Huddleston plays Santa. He's pretty good as Santa. John Lithgow's character is very good. He's the bad guy. I expected more out of Dudley Moore in this. I don't know why. He was just kind of because of that, and it was 109 minutes, but I liked it. It just kind of, don't know if I would say it drug on, but the pace definitely could have been a little better. I'm going to give it a C+, but I liked it. It was fine. And then lastly, so far, we watched Elf. We also watched, I believe it's holiday movies that made us. It's either holiday movies that made us or Christmas movies that made us. Before that, there was the movies that made us. There's 3 or 4 episodes. Dirty Dancing, Home Alone, Die Hard, and something else. All very good. I definitely recommend all of them. Dirty Dancing one is fantastic. The Home Alone one's very good too. They're all good. But they came out with a couple more this Christmas season, and they made it separate, so it was holiday movies that made us or whatever. You should be able to find it on Netflix. So there's 2 episodes. I haven't watched the other one, Nightmare Before Christmas and then Elf. I definitely suggest checking that out. It's about 40 to 50 minutes. So we watched that first, then we revisited Elf. I don't want to spoil anything with that episode, but it definitely, some things you kind of think about, but then a lot of things you might not know and things like that. It's very interesting. So this follows Will Ferrell's character. He thinks he's an elf, but he's a human. He was at an orphanage, and he somehow got into Santa's bag, and goes back to North Pole with him, and Santa doesn't realize it. So then he gets raised by elves, and then he finds out he's human at some point, and he tries to go back to New York City to find his dad. So very funny. Will Ferrell's great in it. Zoe Deschanel's great in it. A lot of other people are very good in it. But I don't know. Part of it is just, it's very good. B+. So obviously my favorite anyway is Home Alone, if you couldn't tell. But I really also enjoyed Miracle on 34th Street, the original and the remake, Home Alone 2, Christmas Vacation, Elf, Santa Claus. So those are some of my favorites. I'm enjoying watching some of these that I'd never seen. Hopefully get in a few more here before Christmas, and I might even watch a few more a day or two after or so. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Stick around for the part 2 of this series. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't yet done so, please make sure to subscribe. So this is Physical Media Man signing off. Physical Media will never die. Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man.